Yo. Got everything valid, each straight. Yo. It's your host, Mr. From the Rock. I'm gonna make it FTR Igma. And today, we on episode 8. Yup, 8 episodes in. Of the who? The Get Right Podcast. No cap. The Get Right Podcast. Where I get right, you dig? You possibly getting right with me. And you feel me? We talk about things that, that are collectively or individually get us right. You feel me? Yeah, get us right. And that's what this podcast is about. And 8 episodes in. I'm a little proud of myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'm saying that in the last vid. It was always saying, finna start this, finna do this, finna do that. Don't ever do it. You feel me? So, where's the start? You feel me? We somewhere right now. But guess what today's episode about? I can't even tell you yes, because you gonna read the title. Or I could put, guess what today's episode is about? Episode 8 as the title. But I probably ain't gonna do that. Dang, where my light game? Word. Niggas just lost a lighter. How sweet. Alright, luckily, I didn't. It's been hiding behind the But today's episode is gonna be about mental health. No cap. That's what we're gonna talk about today. You feel me? And how we're gonna start off is looking up the Google definition to get a simple rundown of what it is for people who don't know. You might be like, well, everybody knows what mental health is. And little do you know, it's probably somebody out there who doesn't. So, feel me? You got your Uthi ready? You feel me? About to spark this joint up. And we about to get into this. But I'm going to start off with the Google, what I look up on Google. And then I'm going to just go with my opinion or what I think mental health is, which is probably the same as the Google's whole time, but where yeah, let's get into it. So, what is mental health? According to Google, mental health is a person's emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It's a key part of overall health and quality of life. What does good mental health look like? According to Google, people with good mental health can cope with stress, make healthy choices, develop healthy relationships, realize their abilities, work well, and contribute to their community. Now, what does poor mental health look like? According to Google, people with poor mental health may have difficulty managing their emotions, thinking clearly, acting appropriately, difficulty with coping with stress, and completing daily tasks. What are mental health conditions? According to Google, mental health conditions include mental disorders, psychosocial disabilities, and other mental states that cause significant distress. Examples include anxiety disorders, mood disorders such as depression, eating disorders, post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, bipolar disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which is ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, and schizophrenia. last but not least, it says, how can I maintain my mental health? And they say self-care, and you can call their number, 988-lifeline.org. So, what did we get out of that from Google? Essentially, what they're saying is your mental health is literally the health of your mental. Like, you feel me? Literally the health of your mental. You know how you got your physical health? Like, how healthy is your body? Or you may think your body is, you feel me? And then you got your mind. You got your brain. We all got a brain up here, right? Right. And it's like, you know, you play a video game and it's like a health bar. Yeah, it's like our brain got a health bar, you feel me? So essentially, depending what's going on up here, it can affect your day-to-day life, right? Right. So, my opinion or my definition, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like it's kind of the same. Like, that definition is pretty straightforward. And a lot of people probably see mental health as that. Me personally, I would just probably state it as, you know, how your brain and your mind is doing. You know how we ask each other, how we doing? Well, how is your brain and your mind doing? You feel me? Are we always in deep thought about something that happened in the past, hoping we could change it? Like, how is your brain? How is your mind? Mentally, are you okay? Physically, we seem fine. No scratches, no bruises. Probably ain't get into a fight since he was a kid or something. Ain't get into nothing since for a long time. We physically look good, right? But how are we doing mentally? How are we doing up here? You know, we have a lot of subconscious thoughts and thoughts that we sometimes don't know is not ours. We'll probably be having some thoughts in our head like, where did this thought come from? Or why am I thinking like this? You may be in a happy mood and then all of a sudden the thoughts are countering your happiness. You feel me? You may be having depressing thoughts that just came out of nowhere while you're in your happy mood. Or what's that word? You know, them thoughts that just come out of cut and it just be like some evil shit. It just be like something evil. And the memes and stuff on this, it's like a little trend. Like, oh, when your mind just, or you realize you got free will, and you just do something random. You feel me? It's like we often have a bunch of thoughts in our head going, and not really knowing how to control those thoughts. And those thoughts will lead us to do a lot of things, and it leave us to have a lot of certain emotions. And then on those emotions will carry on to how we operate in our day-to-day life. So, yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yeah, I got the questions lined up. Yeah. All right. Why is our mental state of health important? Why is our mental state of health important? And that question itself, to some people, can be an opinion, which is honestly important. That's important to talk about, because people can hear that question and be like, well, who says it's important? Mental health don't gotta be important. Me personally, I believe, or I know it's important. To some others, it may not be. But I find it important because whatever is going on up here in your cranium, whatever going on up here in your cranium, in this dome of ours, you feel me? It'll play out to how we perceive life. It'll play out to what we want to do in life. the type of character or person we want to be. You feel me? It'll play out to how we operate, how we move, what we do on a day-to-day life, all from up here. Like in school, they taught us we have a nerve system, and your brain tells your body what to do. Like, you feel me? If your brain say get up and start walking, you get up and start walking. Or your brain say you gotta use the bathroom, you get up and go use the bathroom. You feel me? So it's like, to me, it's so important because it almost starts up here. Like, it kind of really all starts right here. Whatever you got going on up here, will affect your day-to-day life. So with that being said, if up here is a negative mind state, you feel me? You just thinking about things that are not helping you grow, helping you elevate in life. Your mentality is a bunch of things that are self-destructing you, self-destructing your community, or things that are just not helping you elevate past the position of life you are in now. That will play out into reality, and you will be stagnant and become self-destructive and so on and so forth. A bunch of negative names that you can think of, right? So if you think in the opposite, if you have a positive state of mind, what do you think will happen? It's like, to an extent, one could argue it takes action, to achieve what we do, which is not wrong. Honestly, it does take action. But where does the action start? You don't just have action with no thought. You feel me? The thought comes first before the action. I was watching this show. Dude was trying to basically say that, you got your doers in life, and how he proud of one of his children, or one of his child, or one of his sons. Because, he's a doer, he's active in life. And then you got the thinkers in life, they just sit and think. And then the person who he was the doer, you feel me, he was saying, well, it's the thought that matters. I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing if somebody didn't come up with the thought to create this career or space that I'm even in to do what I do. So essentially, to me, it's important because it all starts and begins up here. However you thinking is what's going to happen most of the time. You feel me? So we have to learn to really just control our thoughts and control our mind and control what we think about. Because if you're thinking about something and it's not something you would do in real life, or it's not something you would want to do in real life, then why even think about it? You feel me? Or if it's something you'll never do. So these thoughts will come and go though. You feel me? You may have an idea, be like, oh, I want to do this, and forget to write it down, and then you forget the idea. You feel me? Thoughts come and go. Negative thoughts come and go. Positive thoughts come and go. But essentially, we can get to a point to where we can control what we think. Okay, I'll keep this right here the whole time. Weird. Next question was, how does your mental health / mentality affect your day-to-day life? And I kind of just jumped into that, but essentially, like I was saying, you feel me? Well, however our mindset is, it's like Kobe. I know we heard of the Mamba mentality. And that essentially what Kobe idea was, is just he just works harder than a lot of his peers. You feel me? It's just about the determination, the grit, the perseverance to keep going, to put in that work. You feel me? He took all them shots. People will say he has the most missed shots in the whole NBA, but has 5 rings, which is insane to me. It's like people will look at that and be like, he missed the most shots. Well, he took the most opportunities and made the most of his opportunities and came out with 5 rings, because there's people in the league with 0 rings, and how many shots they took? Not as much as Kobe at all, right? Right. But who the one who retired with 5 rings? Right. So people will say he ball hard and this and that. And then what he'll say is that he trained harder and worked harder than his teammates for him to even be passing the ball to them. Like, he worked for that. He worked for that. So he like, why would I pass the ball to a person that ain't even working hard as I am? They gonna sell me out. You feel me? So his whole mentality was, what I got from him was just put that work in. Just work. But in the mind state of elevating and growth. You feel me? Not just working. Feel me? Just working, and you in the same position. You feel me? For 10 years straight. But you're working and you see growth. You working and you see a change from where you was a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, a couple days ago, a couple years ago. You see evolution from where you was a couple years ago. So it affects us. Because if I think, like this podcast essentially, well, I had the thought of, I want to do a podcast, but where's my mind at with the podcast? Am I gonna be like, well, who's gonna watch my videos? Who wants to listen to what I'm talking about? Who cares to what I gotta say? You feel me? I look a certain way, niggas gonna call me ugly. The biddies gonna be saying this and that. You know, just a bunch of thoughts that run through our head that, you know, prevent us from doing the things that we want to do. And that comes with mental health, because it's like, most of the time, people who probably like are entrepreneurs or, you know, do a lot of things for themselves are probably in a mental health state of mind. I'm not saying that's everybody, but it's like, if your mentality is focused on one thing, that's what will play out. If your mental health is in the negative, you feel me? If you thinking negative, like literally, and you make me think, well, what does it means to think negative? Well, negative is it helping you grow? Does it help you elevate? If not, then it's probably negative. But that don't mean all the time it's negative, because you may want to try a certain lane, a career, but that's just not, it don't fit you. Feel me? That don't mean it's negative. That just mean it's not for you. But it's the fact you had the mind state of, let me go try something new and see where this gets me. Let me see if I can try this and see if I like it. And if I do, I can actually go somewhere with it, you feel me? And progress with it. So you can essentially give yourself opportunities and open doors for yourself just by having a positive state of mind of, well, if I go try this, I just might like it. And that's a whole new lane, that's a whole new world I just opened up. Whole new people you get to meet, all types of stuff. cap. Why does it have that effect? I feel like I kind of already answered this. Why does it have that effect? The why is because that's just universal law at that point. It's like whatever you think is what comes to fruition. If you say, I'm about to go do this, I'm about to go cook this food, you go do it. I'm about to go to sleep. I'm about to take a nap. I'm about to scroll through Facebook. You feel me? We think something and we do it. So if mentally you all over the place, mentally you just feel like you can't catch a break from life, mentally we don't know how to deal with the problems that we face, mentally your mind just start to deteriorate. You know if I said that right, but word. And stop progressing yourself. And we will become stagnant in life and remain in the same position. And we might change to a more evil person than we was growing up. Or you could go from a person who went to jail for crimes, and then you came to some self-thoughts and revelations, and you're a whole changed person. Thinking positive thoughts and doing a bunch of positive things for you and your community and people around you. No cap. Why do people struggle with mental health today? Why should we have to pay to keep our mental health in check? No cap. If you ask me, the majority of people or the population may struggle with mental health today because it is not prioritized like math, science, history, and English. You go to school, those are the 4 main classes that they tell us we need to learn. You ain't got no mental health class. I have no mental health class in school. But I should be learning this math. I should be learning this history. I should be learning this language that essentially everybody in this country already speaks. But I need a whole class on that for 12 years though. And then science. But no class to where the students could come in and they get to talk to an advisor or a teacher and discuss how their day is going, discuss how things are at home, discuss how their school year is going, discuss how things are with the family, discuss their life and their mental, where they're at mentally, discuss their emotions, things that they experience at school. So to me, it's just the fact that it's not prioritized in the country enough. It's like even with the doctors, it's just mainly you go to the doctors, it's physical stuff. Or they'll give you medicine or pills to take for mental health. It's like, whole nother story. You feel me? So honestly, it's like even probably with some at home with some people, the mental health check is not there. With some friends, cousins, you probably go to church. Does your pastor check on you and ask how you doing mentally? No funny if you part of a religion and the pastor or the leader don't even ask how you doing mentally, then what's the point? Like, if you can't even, or the pastor should even be taking that initiative to even do that in the first place, if they really cared about your well-being. You feel me? So it's just not prioritized enough. It's like, do we check up on each other enough? You know, you might have your close peoples. You just check up on here and there. Like, yo, how you doing? You good? You straight? You feel me? I'm pretty sure a lot of us already do that. But how often? You feel me? How often is it too late that somebody committed suicide and it's because they were being bullied or it's because of a mental health problem? How often does that happen? Or it's just too late? So it's just like, essentially, it's just to be able to prioritize that, you know, that mental health is very crucial and essential to how we operate in life and live our day-to-day life. And if we are not mentally healthy, we won't be able to function properly in the way that we want to. We'll probably be mad all the time, or in our feelings all the time, or just feeling some type of way all the time, and then always taking it out on other people, and so on and so forth. The list goes on and on. You probably got your own experiences with people like that. You've gotten mad stories. The list goes on and on. You probably got that one teacher you remember in school because they always checked up on you. Yeah, I messed with this teacher. That was my favorite teacher. We always had deep conversations outside of the class. And it's like, why isn't every teacher like that? You feel me? And why should we have to pay to go get some therapy? It's like, they got us paying to keep our mental health in check. Like, on top of it not being prioritized, we have to spend our hard-earned work money to go to a therapy session and tell them what we experiencing. A person who never met us, don't know us. Some people comfortable with that. And it's like, on the other hand, why should you even have to pay for that? If you live in a country where the government has our best intentions, that should automatically just be a class in the education system. So with that being said, what are ways that we can check each other's mental health? And it's simply how we do any other sign. You know, how you doing? Simple. Simple as that. But we may as not do it often as we think. We just mainly do it often with the people close to us. You feel me? It's like, that's where the gap in the community comes from. You may know people in your neighborhood or your next door neighbor across the street. Y'all cool enough to where y'all checking up on each other every other day, making sure y'all straight. Oh, you need this, you need that. How you been doing mentally? But when it's not the entire community being able to do that, that's where the gap comes into play. Now we just live next door to each other and don't say a word to each other. We live within a proximity of 10 to 15 feet. A driveway, however long your driveway is how close we live. A driveway separates us. Yeah, we don't even talk. So it's just little stuff, you know. It's just conversation with each other. No cap, conversation for real. Some people may not feel comfortable with telling their experiences and how they're feeling, which is also another thing. But you can't really force that out of people. But it's the fact you asked anyways in chat shows that you care. And they might take that to thought. And if you repeatedly do it, they might finally open up and see, all right, this person actually cares about my mental well-being. Despite the past experiences I had with opening up to people. Let me give it a try again. Let me give it a try. You feel me? No cap. No cap. Now with that being said, if you're currently watching this video with somebody next to you right now, if y'all could just check on each other right now, like how you doing mentally? If you watching this with someone right now, how often do y'all check up on each other? Oh my God. And shoot, for the people who out there who feel like they ain't got nobody to talk to, hit me up. Free therapy. No cap. Just hit me up. Cause I know it'd be like that. I'd be like, damn, I ain't got nobody there. Nobody know how I'm feeling. Nobody understand what I'm going through. And the truth of the matter is that even though we may not have went through the same experiences, the emotions that we got from them are nonetheless the same. I can't say I experienced the same thing as you, but I feel what you're feeling because I had an experience that had me feeling that same way. So it's like, oh, you don't understand what and it's like, in reality, I do understand. I just haven't been through the same experience. To be able to say, I get it, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand how you feeling. It be like that. You just keep your head up and mentally know you got this. Mentally, you know that this is just a point in time that's going to be over. It's all going to be over. You're going through them difficult, hard times, them struggle moments. It's going to be over. As long as you got the mentality of putting the action towards that for it to even be over. If you're working towards that and you mentally know, all right, I got this, keep your head up. Then who's anyone to tell you that you don't? No cap. No cap. Word. I hope everyone and anyone who's watching this are doing well. I hope all is well. If not, you want to chop it up, let me know. Where I'm here. I ain't Hollywood with it. I'm here. No cap. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for watching. the Get Right Podcast, episode 4 times 2. FTR out.